I'm going to show you guys how to get coal super fast inside of the new smithing update in Roblox Grow a Garden. As you guys know, coal is basically needed for every single thing inside this update, so this is going to be the fastest method to get yourself as much coal as you'll ever need. As always, hit that like and subscribe button if you guys want to help me out. Anyways, let's get straight into this video. So here we are inside of the new smithing update, and yeah, a lot of things have been added inside this update. And as you guys can see, there is a lot to craft in this update. We have 4 new crafting stations, which is absolutely insane. And as you guys can see, basically every single recipe inside this update requires you to have coal. Like literally every single thing needs you to have coal in this update. So yeah, this is gonna be the most useful piece of item or piece of gear, if you want to call it that, in this update. As you guys can see, I've been playing this update for maybe like 2 or 3 hours, maybe even less than that honestly, and I've managed to get myself a bunch of coal over that amount of time. I've also managed to craft a bunch of things during that time. So yeah, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly what I did. By the way, if you go ahead and hold out your coal and actually click on it, it gives you money, which is pretty cool. But anyways, the first and easiest way to go ahead and get yourself coal, or I should say simplest way to go ahead and get yourself coal, is going to be by doing the event itself, obviously. So to do this event, if you guys did not know, all you need to do is just get yourself a bunch of fruit, and you want to go ahead and submit the fruit right here, followed by an egg. This could literally be any egg, and followed by a gear, and boom, there you go, we just got ourselves rare coal. Now after testing this update for a few hours, honestly guys, I have noticed that rarity does not matter. It does not matter if you're using a zebra zincly or a carrot seed. It does not matter if you have a bunch of mutations on your zebra zincly or whatever other fruit you decide to use, and it does not matter what egg you're using, what gear you're using. In my opinion guys, it just gives you the same results every single time. So there you go, I just got myself rare coal again. Sometimes I get legendary coal out of this, and yeah, honestly, there is no set way to do this. I think it is completely random. Nope, I just got myself a dig trinket. So yeah, it is completely random what reward you get, guys. As of now, at least from my testing, I've noticed that it does not really make a difference if you guys have a rarer plant with a bunch of mutations or something. It is all the same. It gives you the same rewards every single time. Yeah, look at that. I just got myself a legendary coal out of that. What the hell? So once again, as I mentioned before, this is going to be the easiest way to go ahead and get yourself coal, because as you guys can see, you can farm a bunch of coal super easily, especially if you have a bunch of gear items. As you guys can see, I have 800 trading tickets, which is insane, and I also have 582 spooky eggs. Now most of you probably have at least one set of like eggs that you've never ever placed inside of your garden. I know I do. For example, again with the spooky eggs, I just have so many of these, it's insane. But if you guys don't have any eggs, you can simply just go over to the gear merchant right here, and you can choose to go ahead and go AFK here overnight and just get yourself a bunch of common eggs. This is going to be the easiest method to get yourself as many eggs as you want. Once again, this is for people who have 0 eggs, but most of you probably have a bunch of eggs inside your inventory, just like I do right here. I have 100 rare summer eggs, I have 100 common summer eggs, so I can use any of these guys. Of course, make sure you don't use your super rare eggs, like something like the gourmet egg, or even your new safari eggs, unless you really don't care about them. Basically, what I'm trying to say is the rarity of your egg does not matter. All you need to do is just submit eggs. Same goes for your gear item. You can simply just go ahead and stock up on as many watering cans as you possibly can, or like me, you might have hundreds and hundreds of trading tickets, so you can simply go ahead and use these, because again, they are super easy to get, they are uncommon, and you can use literally any other gear that you have a lot of. It could be a recall wrench too. Like, it does not matter what gear you use, it absolutely does not matter. And finally, for your plant, I recommend using something that is easy to harvest, something like coconuts or literally any other plant in the game that is just simple to harvest. Again, you're not going to need that many fruits, so yeah, it is pretty easy to do all of that. And again, you're gonna get a bunch of coal by just simply repeating this entire process. By the way, as you keep on submitting these fruits, these eggs, and these gear items, there is a chance that a weather event like this one will spawn in. This only happens if you guys keep on submitting things, and yeah, this is gonna be a server-wide weather event. As you guys can see, this particular event goes ahead and gives me 10 times faster crafting speed, which is a huge W. If you guys want to grind out these weather events, what I recommend you guys to do is head over to the description down below right now and go to my Discord Discord server. Inside my Discord server, there is going to be a new tab called the Smithing Update tab. And here you guys can go ahead and find a bunch of people to do this smithing update with. Once again, doing this event with a bunch of other people is going to give you guys more of these events. And yeah, as you guys can see, these events are extremely OP, so I recommend doing this with a bunch of other people. Don't just join a random server and try doing this, because trying to do this with random people is going to be super difficult. So once again, head to the description down below and find some people who are actually willing to help you do this event. But obviously, you can't keep on doing this. This is going to get boring at some point, so the next tip I have for you guys is to get yourself a special something called a smithing dog. You can get a smithing dog from the crafts pets section right here, and this is going to cost you guys a dog and 2 rare coal and a bunch of shekels, which is easy to obtain. And this guy is actually pretty decent for what it does and how much it costs. I recommend getting 8 of these. That is when you're going to see the best results. 1 or 2 of these isn't really going to do much, so once again, I recommend getting 8 of these or whatever your inventory cap is. But if we go ahead and check out what this guy does, this guy every 5 minutes has a 10% chance to dig up coal. That's it. That's pretty much everything it does. And as you guys know, coal is a huge part of this update, so this is going to help us out a bunch. So once again, get 8 of these. These are going to go ahead and dig up coal for you guys. It's basically like the regular dog, but instead of digging up seeds, it's going to dig up coal, just like in the name. It's going to do its thing in the next 10 seconds, so let's see how this thing works. Okay, here we go. And oh, there you go. This guy is digging up something, and it gave me absolutely nothing. So obviously, yeah, this thing isn't going to work every single time, but that one time it does work. You are basically going to get coal for doing absolutely nothing. Once again, the more of these you have, the better it is. But since I only have 4, it is pretty difficult to get coal from these guys. Now that I've gone ahead and shown you guys 2 methods of getting coal already, both of which you can do side by side. It's not like you have to go ahead and feed your dogs or something. You can leave your dogs active inside of your garden while you are spamming this event right over here, which once again is not that hard to do. There is a third method, and the third thing you should keep an eye on when your plants are growing back or something. And this is going to be inside of the shop right over here. As you guys can see, the digging quest is back, meaning you can once again dig and grow a garden. And yeah, this basically works like the digging quest we had back in the Halloween update. Same exact thing. All you need to do is go ahead and click on one of these cubes right here, and yeah, you're gonna go ahead and get yourself a bunch of rewards. And these rewards can vary from a bunch of digging crates all the way to every single type of coal. So we have common coal, we have rare coal, legendary, and of course divine coal. This isn't gonna be the most efficient way of getting coal, but this is another way of getting coal. Hope that makes sense. So obviously this is probably gonna be the worst way to get yourself a bunch of coal. Honestly, I don't recommend relying on it solely to make a bunch of coal, but I recommend using it side by side with all of the other methods that I showed you guys earlier. Additionally, I also recommend waiting for the new weathers that have been added inside of this update. Some of these weathers actually increase your chances of getting rarer items from the smithing place right here, meaning there's a high chance you get divine or legendary coal from this guy. This weather happens randomly while you are submitting plants here, so just keep on submitting plants, guys. Keep on submitting gears and eggs, and you are eventually gonna go ahead and get yourself this brand new weather. Additionally, I recommend using pets like the orangutan, the Pachyosaurus, whatever the hell this thing is called, and of course the hamster. The orangutan helps you guys out by not consuming stuff whenever you're trying to craft. Pachyosaurus literally grants a 6% chance to duplicate a crafted item, which is super OP, and the hamster basically goes ahead and increases crafting speed for a duration, which is once again super useful. Hamster and the Pachyosaurus have not been obtainable for a while now. However, the orangutan is still obtainable, so if you guys don't have any of these pets, at least you can try and get the orangutan. Using these pets whenever you're crafting is honestly going to help you guys out a bunch, but if you don't have them already, don't bother going and trying to trade for them. It's honestly just going to be a waste of time. I recommend just crafting without them. It's just going to be a lot easier, and you'll be able to get a lot more done instead of trying to get all 8 of them, unless you really want to do so. But anyways, guys, that is pretty much how you guys can go ahead and get yourself a bunch of coal inside of this new update, and that's honestly going to be the easiest way to get yourself a bunch of coal inside of this update. If you guys found this video helpful, drop a like, subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.